191 feral donkeys living in the Waikoloa area are one step closer to what will hopefully be a better life. This weekend, hundreds of the Waikoloa nightingales were herded into the pen here at Waikiki Ranch, part of a busy rehoming clinic.
The 120 are being selected to fly to California to be relocated at a Peaceful Valley Donkey Rescue in California. The males are castrated. All of the males today will be castrated. And the donkeys that are being sent to California are also receiving a microchip for identification and a blood test to clear their entrance into California.
The donkeys, estimated to be part of a herd of 600, has been encroaching on the nearby Waikoloa village over the years, causing accidents on Waikoloa Road and raising other concerns. The situation reached a boiling point last year when the extreme drought drove the donkeys closer into the village in search of resources.
There were also concerns with people having donkeys in their backyard and eating the foliage and so forth that was in the area.
The population has gotten so big. They've been turned free. You know, they were domestic at one point in the early 1800s when they were used for coffee farming for a number of years. Even on the sugar cane plantations they were used. But with machinery and surplus army vehicles and whatnot, they weren't needed. So they were turned free to be on their own and fend for themselves, and they've done quite well. They're survivors, and they've thrived in the environment that they're in. It's ideal donkey country where they live in Waikoloa, and they've done extremely well, even during drought conditions. But the population at this point has reached its maximum, I would say, for the area that they're at.
The community has been wrestling with the problem of how to manage the herd, and there was even talk of having to thin the numbers by shooting the animals. So when the United States Humane Society joined forces with Brady Bergen, a Waimea veterinarian, animal lovers were relieved and the donkeys were given new hope.
We've already rehomed about 200 donkeys here locally on the Big Island and are anticipating sending about 120 to sanctuaries in California. So thankfully, through the efforts of local veterinarians and other community supporters, we've rehomed about 50% of the population after this latest group. Well, this herd has never had any direct contact with people. They are considered a feral or semi-wild herd. However, there's some amazing stories of the people that have adopted some of these. They really are just like both pets and people. They each have their own personalities, their own characteristics. Some of them can be socialized in a matter of days. Others, it just takes time. But again, because they're so intelligent, it's really about building trust, and they can be wonderful companions.
The clinic was a large undertaking, lots of work to prepare the donkeys for their new lives.
They're extremely cooperative, much more cooperative than I ever expected. As long as you understand their behavior, they don't like to be forced into anything. So as long as you take your time and not force them, not push them, and not scare them, they are very cooperative, much more than I ever expected. There's been a couple of bites here and there. They do bite and kick. I've, over the past year, been on the receiving end of my fair share of each. But we stress safety, and everyone here is familiar with donkeys and understands how to be safe. And the system that we have set up is really safe on the donkeys and on people. So far it's been great, thankfully.
With an effort of this size, all volunteers played an important role.
We've got over 30 volunteers, which is tremendous. All of these people I've asked. Some people called and said they could help, and it's been tremendous. And this is a reflection of how it's been all year with this project. So many people have stepped up and are willing to help. They know it's a good cause and it needs to be done. So I'm grateful for all of the support. All of these people I trust, and I know they care about the donkeys.
People are very fascinated by how intelligent and sentient these amazing creatures are. We obviously have a responsibility to continue to provide care for them. They were brought out here many years ago to serve us, primarily in the coffee plantations, so we believe it's our responsibility to do the same. In addition, we have a tremendous support from some donors, Eagle Eye Sanctuary in Northern California, that will be taking a number of the donkeys. So it's really worth the expense. And again, we've already been able to rehome 200 just here on the Big Island.
Coming up later this week, an interview with a familiar face at the State House who lent a huge helping hand during this weekend's clinic.